UOB takes a look into the key drivers for ASEAN's growth. With us today on UOB Perspectives is Francis Tan to tell us more.
Hi, I'm Francis Tan. We spoke previously about how this exciting century belongs to us in Asia and ASEAN due to factors such as strong demographics, an expected rise in urbanization rates, as well as the rising middle-income class. However, the road to success is not going to be rosy, and today we will be discussing the upcoming challenges and why it can also be opportunities for those who can identify the gaps quickly. Indeed, the software for economic prosperity in ASEAN looks set to be in place. ASEAN has abundant low-cost labour, untapped natural resources, and a potentially large consumer class. However, one cannot ignore that the severe lack in hardware today, which is the underdeveloped infrastructure, will undermine ASEAN's growth potential. Physical constraints such as the limited access to paved roads, railway, stable electricity, and even clean water, something that we often take for granted in the developed world, can limit the developmental potential of ASEAN economies. As such, for this decade alone, the Asian Development Bank predicts more than $8 trillion worth of infrastructure investment will be required in Asia, and of which over $800 billion of those in ASEAN. To illustrate the lack of infrastructure in ASEAN today, a McKinsey study shows that the value of infrastructure stock amongst ASEAN economies is at 49% of GDP, while most developed economies today averages around 70% of GDP. Now, while this falls short of the global benchmark by a large extent, the existing lack of infrastructure development, as well as the opening up of frontier ASEAN economies such as Myanmar, presents huge opportunities for investors. In fact, ASEAN has been experiencing increased foreign direct investment inflows over the past few years, surpassing even China for the first time in 2013 after falling behind for more than a decade. At UOB, we anticipate that the foreign direct investment flows into ASEAN will continue to gather momentum. In fact, we expect the stock of investment into ASEAN to nearly triple over the next 14 years to 2030. Now, with the software, such as the growing labour force, and the hardware, which is infrastructure investment in place, global companies will take special notice of ASEAN over the next decade.